everybody, it's Lee again, and I'm doing a series of videos to hopefully provide information for people who have never had surgery before, want to know a little bit about what the process is like, and specifically if you are thinking of having ACDF surgery, which is what I recently had. This is 8 days post-op ACDF, 4-level with fusion. Then hopefully my experience will be helpful to you. And if you want to know more about my story, how I got here, maybe go and see some of the other videos. And I will continue to post other videos around these topics. And I hope they're easy to follow. But anyways, I'm having a lot of fun making the videos. So real quick, I had progressive weakness on my left side, which required me to have a laminectomy in 2016, and that operation did not solve the issue. And subsequently, 6 years later, I ended up having the ACDF surgery. And at this point, it's only 8 days out, but I can feel the effects of the positive effects of the surgery. So the prognosis is good. What I want to talk about in this particular video was what happens after surgery and you are now in your room, okay? So my surgery lasted for about 3.5 hours. It was March 22nd, 2022, about 3.5 hours. And I don't remember being in the recovery room. Usually when you come out of surgery, you go into a recovery room, because they're still monitoring you. They're trying to bring you out of the anesthetic state that you're in. My surgery in 2016, I remember being in the recovery room, but this one I did not remember at all. I think I was in there for maybe an hour or so, maybe not that long. My next memory after being wheeled into surgery and them putting the mask over my face and saying, "Oh, we're going to give you a little bit of oxygen." Next thing I remember was waking up and looking at my wife. That was it, all right? So she was there with all my personal belongings, with my little bag that had my phone and my charger, and I had a little stand. Oh, that was one thing I forgot to mention. Make sure you get yourself a little phone stand that you can put your phone on. They have smaller ones. This thing lays less than a half an ounce. It's extremely light. It's plastic. And but it'll keep your phone up, so you don't have to hold it in your hand. Let's see. When you're in that room, and once you're out of surgery, it's a busy time. There are all kinds of people coming in and out, checking on you. So my wife was there. The head nurse came in and introduced herself. The assistant nurse came in. Everybody's doing what they do. They're asking you, remember, they're going to ask you lots of questions. They got to make sure that you're the person who's supposed to be in the room. You're their patient. There are wires everywhere. Also, they explained to me that one of the things that they do during these types of surgeries, spinal surgeries, is they do what they call neuro monitoring. So there were electrodes, like a Frankenstein, placed on either side of my head, and I think someplace on my arm and other parts of my body. And it's basically to monitor whether or not the surgeon is getting too close to the spine, because if he or she does, they'll get a signal early enough that they can change the approach or the procedure. So that's a really cool thing to know about. It's called neuro monitoring. And I guess there's also one that connects and goes all the way down to your feet, so to see if there's anything else going on peripherally away from the body. So they explained all that to me. They also make sure you have one. They make sure that you have one of these. This is called an incentive. It's an incentive spectrograph or something like that. You're supposed to take a deep breath in, and you get it to a certain level, and you try to hold it, and then you just let it go down. You're supposed to do 10 of those repeatedly for a while, and that's to help with to make sure that no pneumonia settles in your chest. So do what they tell you. Use that thing whenever you think about it. They give it to you, and it's yours to keep. So I don't know if you can use it like a bong or something like that, or when you drill a hole in it, you can use it to water your plants or something like that, or put some lemonade. I don't know. Anyway. They also had a cooling machine, this was the coolest thing, and no pun intended. They had it was like a cooler. It was an electric cooler plugged into the wall. The thing is about this big, right? That it's got water in the bottom. It's got ice on top of the water, and then it's got these tubes that are hooked to a cooling pad that is laying behind my back. And this thing was on my back hours. And it wasn't too cool, no too cold. It was just cooling my everything down. And they said, "You get to take that." I said, "You kidding me?" "No, you get to take it. Everybody gets that." So I'm like doing good, man. I got free socks, man. I got like an incentive graph. I've got, free cooler. I've got plant. Anyways, then the collar guy shows up, and he spends a little bit of time with you, making sure you got your collar and getting you fitted for the collar and blah 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 and all that stuff. I mean, I was already fitted for the collar. I guess he makes sure it fits. Housekeeping stopped by to say make sure the room was okay. I mean, this is Duke. This is Duke Regional Hospital, so I don't know if all hospitals do all this stuff, but then at some point during the day, this is probably later. This is not right after surgery. I think I don't know what time. I didn't write times down on this, but somebody, Alvin, came from it came from X-ray to pick me up to take me down to X-ray, and because they want to make sure everything looks okay. And had a nice conversation with Alvin. Alvin was from Connecticut, where I'm from, so we got to talk a little bit. I was able to go to the bathroom that afternoon. I was able to pee, and I was passing gas. I didn't do any number two or anything like that. But our monitor, I know it sounds like, what he's talking about, all that kind of stuff up in here. But we're talking about medical stuff, and all of those are indicators. So if you're able to urinate, that's an indicator. If you can't urinate, that's an indicator. If you're passing gas, that's an indicator of something. And being able to go number two is also another indicator because you've been sedated, right? So don't be shy about talking about that stuff. I did have, so my first meal was a dinner. I can't remember exactly. Actually, I kept all my receipts for my dinners, but I don't remember what I had. But I think it was mostly liquids. I have written here apple juice and Coke, but I think I actually had food too. So, but they gave me lemon packets. They gave me ice chips. Fortunately, all of my medication after surgery was in the form of pills. The nurses would come in and give me pills, and I had to, drink water, and I would swallow them, and they would monitor it. So there was no intravenous pump or anything like that. My first surgery, they had all that. They had to pump and all that kind of stuff, but not this time. I think maybe because of the type of surgery, they wanted to get you swallowing soon. They also gave me a real high protein drink, which was like a milkshake, which was really, really good. I did need a little bit of pain meds because I felt a little discomfort, and so they offered it to me. They said, "You don't have to take it, but we have it here. It's ordered for you." I said, "Well, yeah, go get it. We'll go get it now." And so the staff was really, really, really good. So, anyways, let's see. Was there anything else on this one? Okay. I'm just going to just mention one thing, and I was always told that if you don't have anything good to say about someone, don't say anything, and I believe that that's probably true for the most part. My experience overall was as wonderful as experience as you can imagine someone having spinal surgery, right? But I only had one negative experience, and the reason I'm telling you about it is not because I'm complaining. I'm telling you that when things like this happen, you need to say something to somebody. So and then you need to take control on your own. So for some reason, I just had to go to the bathroom a lot. I had to pee a lot, and that meant the nurse would have to come in. They would have to unhook me from the monitoring machine because they monitor you at the station. They would have to unhook the leg massagers, and then I'd hobble to the bathroom, and then they have to wait, and they get me back in, get me comfortable, get my ice thing. It was a rigmarole, right? So there were a couple of times when I would call to go to the bathroom, and it would take a long time for them to get there. And one time I didn't think I was going to make it to the bathroom. It took that long. And so that wasn't what I was upset about. Well, I was upset because the person that I was talking to on the phone was not a nurse. It was just the call center. And they just didn't seem to have the compassion or the awareness that I just had spinal surgery. I'm having a hard time moving. I need help to get around. And the way she was talking was like, oh, well, I think I called the second time because nobody had gotten there. And I said, someone will, I said, I really have to go to the bathroom. And I think she said something like, and someone will be there. She said it's like that. Well, that rubbed me the wrong way. So the first chance I got to talk to the head nurse, I said, listen, not for nothing, but you guys do an awesome job. I just got to tell you this experience. And, they confirmed that sometimes the people who do the call center stuff, at least at this particular situation, they sometimes are stressed out too for whatever reason, and they're not always on their best game. So thank you for bringing it to our attention. And everything improved from there. So I don't know if the person was having a bad day. I don't know. Maybe she'd gotten yelled at by 5 other people. I don't know. But I'm telling you that when something happens like that, speak up. Be compassionate and understanding. They're busy. A lot of these nurses are traveling nurses. They're not unit nurses. During the day times, maybe first and second shift they are, but oftentimes the overnight shifts, they're traveling nurses, and which means they're seeing a lot of different people. So I'm digressing here a little bit. So that's it. This was an 11-minute video. I wanted to keep it short on this, but I hope this was okay. All right. I'm Lee. Stay safe. Talk to you later. Bye.